Well, it's the royal circus, which shows no sign of slowing down. Prince Harry launching a fresh broadside today against the British royal family, sitting down for two primetime interviews in both the UK and US to promote his book, Spare Me. Oh, I'm sorry, it's just called Spare. My mistake. Of course, whether accidental or on purpose, the book was released early in Spain, and since then there's been an avalanche of coverage. Today's interviews were no different. Harry, who has claimed to be seeking a new private life in California, how's that working out for you? Was happy to share plenty of new details about his deteriorating relationship with his father and brother, plus continue his crusade against the, what he called, villainous and destructive British press. Joining me now live from the UK is British writer and broadcaster Esther Krakue. Esther, welcome so much to the program. Thank you for joining us. Let's start with Harry's family. He told Anderson Cooper that he is using these interviews to, quote, speak my truth and get through to the royal family. Do you think this is working, and why didn't he just send a telegram?
Well, according to him, he already has tried all options. So obviously the natural progression is to completely incinerate your relationship with your family. But it's clear what he's trying to... It's clear what he's trying to do here. He is effectively trying to bully the royal family into having some sort of reaction, which just kind of shows his state of mind, because it takes a certain level of disconnection with reality to actually think that will work. There were so many moments in the interview, particularly the Tom Bradby interview, that were quite telling of, you know, the state of mind that Prince Harry is in, from, you know, how he views what he is doing to what he thinks is actually going to happen. He made it very clear throughout many points in the interview that he didn't actually think that his media expose of his experience in the royal family is actually doing any harm. He kept saying he didn't mean to harm his family, even though that's exactly what he's doing. He's trying to, in a very poor way, separate the family from an institution. But that just goes to show how disconnected he is from reality, because you really can't disconnect the two. And his complaints about the British tabloids and the British media is very interesting, because he's using particularly that engine and that vehicle to speak his truth, and that's actually backfiring on him, because public perception of him is actually getting worse and worse. There is such a thing as too much information, and you know, when you give the public your side of the story effectively, when you know perfectly well that the royal family aren't going to come out with such a detailed expose of their side of the story, you effectively give people a lot of opportunities to pick holes in your stories, but also judge you quite harshly, because they're only getting that side of the truth. And because the royal family have maintained a dignified silence, all we can go on is Prince Harry's kind of really clumsy and scandalous statements, and I don't think that's doing him any favors, and he's certainly ruining his relationship with his family.